One is worth about 25 million, one is worth about 150 million, and one is worth billions. But what many people don't know and realize is that there is nothing that the ones with the billions can do of significance, nothing of significance, that the one with 25 or 20 million can not do. Once you reach a certain amount of wealth, it really doesn't make a difference. The drive really comes from your peers. You know, you're hanging around other people that are in the same wealth category, and they're doing things that are a little more grandiose than you, and the greed takes over and blinds you to what really matters in life, and you want to keep up with the Joneses. Many of us forget that wealth does not bring happiness. It brings convenience. It brings convenience. It does not bring happiness. So when you hear the media saying such and such person is the wealthiest person in the world, or number 10 in the world, or number 5 in the world, it really doesn't matter. As long as you have enough to do the things you want to do in life, it really, past a certain point, it doesn't matter anymore. You don't even feel it. I have friends in all categories, and I can tell you from personal experience, some of them are very wealthy and very miserable. Some of them are poor and miserable. Some of them are average and miserable. But the ones that seem to have the best life are the ones who realize what really matters. There's an old saying that a function of a man is to live and not just exist. If you're wise enough, within balance, if you're wise enough to really live your life and not be one of those guys that sits back and says someday, 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 bucket list, BS. Your plan is to work for 40, 45 years, and then when you retire, do all the things that you want to do. Those people really never end up doing it. The lady comes to mind of the wife of the CEO of this company in Texas called Continental Resources. He famously wrote an $847 million settlement check to his wife, and he took a picture of the check and published it, on the internet for everyone to see. $847 million, and the wife refused. She refused that settlement. If that's not blind greed, what is? What is it that she wants that money is not enough to do with? What is it that she thinks she's worth? Whatever the underlying case may be. Wouldn't you just walk away? Or in the terms of presidential, let's talk a little about politics. Someone like the current guy in the White House. Why wouldn't you just go and enjoy the last 5-6 years you have in your life and retire and enjoy life? Knowing your own situation, knowing your own state, why would you put yourself through that, if it wasn't for blind greed and lust for power? But the point of this video is that knowing how to live. I know people that are worth, that are making, in relative terms, a measly $200,000 a year, but really live life. They travel internationally 5 to 6 times a year. They dine at fine restaurants. They wear nice clothes. Okay, their home may not be worth, $30 million, but they're in a very comfortable home. They really live life. Then I know others that are much, much, much wealthier. They have a $22 million yacht in the Monaco harbor, and the yacht company that sold the yacht to them, Fraser Yachts, told me that in the 4 years since he's bought the yacht, I've seen him for 3 days. Starting to get the point, ladies and gentlemen? It's realizing what a limited time we have on this earth if we're lucky enough to be healthy, and really living the life by doing the things that matter to us. A very noble goal, for all of us would be to do our part to help others in any way we can, whether it's financial, whether it's in mentoring, whether it's holding hand until someone who's helping a fallen friend to get back up. Whatever it is, when you put your head down at night, don't you want to feel good that you've done a good thing and that you lived a good life? There is so much now so many factors and so many elements in the media making you feel guilty if you're successful and you're wealthy. And the word wealthy is beginning to define lower and lower and lower incomes. Right now, if you're making $100,000, they call you wealthy. There is nothing wrong with working for your ideals, working for what you want, being very, very, very successful, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. The hell with anyone who is envious. Don't listen to those voices. Don't let outside factors make you feel guilty for living your life and rewarding yourself for the work that you've done. And as for helping others, you have to be strong and powerful and wealthy yourself to be able to help others. They said another famous saying is that no homeless guy gave a job to someone else. Provided jobs for others. You have to be strong, and you have to be wealthy, and you have to be powerful, and when you are in that position, that's when you have the ability and power to help the most amount of people. But don't forget this important line: the function of a man is to live and not to merely exist. I know this is a completely off-subject video, but it's part of my purpose here it's in line with my purpose here, which is to share the knowledge and the wisdom that I've learned as a result of my life, as a result of my extensive travels, 131 countries and counting, and as a result of my relationships with people who are there in the ditches or on cloud nines, flying their private jets and sharing their wisdom and their life and their knowledge with me. Now, regardless of the going back to how much wealth you have and your ability to enjoy life, I am assuming that statement assumes that you are not unlucky enough to be addicted to alcohol, drugs, gambling, or any of those things, because if you are, then no amount of money is enough. That is the caveat. That is the condition. If you're into boozing yourself every night to passing out, and if you have a gambling habit, or if you are into drugs and everything, then I'm sorry, you need to find a way to wean yourself off of that. Other than that, if you don't have that problem, then you can live a very good life with a lot less money than you think. I just read today that there are people with very average salary, average retirement income, living, for example, in the country of Panama for under $2,000 a month. Now, they're not living a life of luxury, but they're not living a life of poverty either, or living in Athens, Greece, or anywhere in Greece. And there are many, many other countries in Asia where you can live or you can retire with much lower assets, much lower monthly income, much lower retirement income than you think you may need in some Western countries, because obviously the expenses are so much higher. And these days there are so many expats living in those countries that there are many international healthcare companies that can provide you quality healthcare, including to flying you, helicoptering you, or flying you over to wherever you want to go in case something serious happens. So that's not a concern at all. All the best, gentlemen. I hope this has been helpful. God be with you till the next video. By the way, in case you were wondering, this is a cemetery. This is where people are lying, which some of them lived a good life and some of them said the magic dangerous word, someday.